It is a cold, white, and snowy morning today in the cold Trafford. Welcome aboard. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. We still continue to look at Manchester United. Now, what you see behind me, this is the Carrington Lane, goes all the way, slopes down to Carrington, not so far from my hotel. I'm walking to my hotel right now. But why not give you an update of what's happening? Now, we all know that Manchester United does want to bring in a striker on loan, and we've been talking about Karim Benzema. Question is, we all want Karim Benzema to leave the warmth where he is now and come to this cold, look at this, to this snow for nothing. Man, you guys, for nothing. You're saying you want him on loan without paying a nickel. Well, is that going to happen? I'll tell you about that in a bit. Remember, Manchester United is in a broke situation. We are in a broke situation. Now, I can't afford to step here. Look at this snow on the ground, guys. My kicks. Look at them. You want me to mess them up? Really? You want me to mess them up in this snow? This? No, I'm not doing it. Anyway, let's get back to it. So, you all want to see Karim Benzema at Manchester United. I'll cross over to the other side at Manchester United. And there has been reports that Manchester United is looking at this 36-year-old striker who seems not to be happy. And we're hoping we can get him out of his misery for free. Now, most of these Saudi clubs are saying, you see, you're disrespecting us. You're disrespecting our country and our football. Why? Because we cannot pay millions and millions of pounds for players, and you think because they are tired after one season, you can come and get them for free. So the plan is if you want to get any player, by the way, not just Karim Benzema, you've got to pay some money for the loan move and meet all their wages. Now, imagine Karim Benzema's wage is about £1 million per week. Now, Manchester United, me and you know, cannot afford to pay that, can we? So that's the situation we are in now. The 36-year-old, who certainly would make sense in terms of scoring goals for United. I mean, Karim Benzema is a proven striker. If we ever needed the right person for Rasmus Højlund to learn from and how to score goals and all, obviously Karim Benzema would perfectly fit the description. But we cannot afford to pay for him. So for me, the reality is United supporters forget about it. I was at Old Trafford yesterday, and I was trying to get, of course, some context for myself and for you, most importantly, so that I can keep bringing you, exclusive stories from my sources in there. And they were telling me, real guys, come on, they laughed about it. We don't have enough money to pay a simple Timo Werner. Listen, United wanted to get Timo Werner on loan, but when Leipzig mentioned that we had to pay 5 million euros, 5 million, fam, 5 million, United backed out. We bowed out of it and left him for Spurs to take. That's why he's at Tottenham. Same thing with Sahu Girassi. We are not getting Sahu Girassi. You know why? Because apparently Stuttgart wants the cash. They are saying you've got to cough the 17.5 million euros for you to trigger his buyout clause. So the issue with Man United is the money. Guys, we don't have the money to spend on nobody. So we can't be talking about getting a player who is earning 1.1 million per week. So forget about Karim Benzema. Let's focus on reality. So the reality is we might still go to onto players like the likes of, I'm not saying Weghorst. Don't be surprised if we got Weghorst back, because obviously I think Weghorst would pay to come back at United. But the reality is we are not getting any reasonable player this January. Now, yesterday, Sir Jim Ratcliffe was at Old Trafford, and he was speaking to the guys of the Manchester United Supporters Trust, and he made one thing clear. He is going to be a frequent visitor at Old Trafford, which is a good thing. I think he wants to relate with the people who really own the club. Like, I mean, it's we the fans who own this club. We pay a lot of money. I don't want to tell you how much I spent on Manchester United alone. How much I spent, leave alone how much I've spent in the UK during my stay here. But on the club alone, I can't tell you how much I've spent. So we are the owners of the club. We are the reason these players are able to earn a lot of money. So Sir Jim is saying, I respect you. You will be seeing me more often. You will be interacting with me often. I think it's a good thing for us to understand what's going on. And this is what I was advocating for the longest time. I was saying, I mean, if you're going to come here and rejuvenate this club, you've got to endear yourself to the supporters. They have got to feel you like you're with them. And that's exactly what Sir Jim did. Now, He did not speak about transfers in January. He made it clear there is no money to spend in January, and it's not about him. He's not a broke guy, yo. He's not a broke guy. The issue is the financial fair play rules. Man, my lips are ready, man. This cold. Why it's cold, but it's squeezing water out of me? It's what I don't get it. What's the science? Anyway, let me stick to football. I'm not a scientist. So the thing is, um, Sir Jim is not a broke guy. The issue is not him not having the money. The issue is financial fair play rules do not allow us to to buy players. So with Anthony Martial still, we are still stuck with him. There is no, he's saying, I'm not going to Olympic Leo. What's that? He wants a better club. He might be open to the idea of leaving, but he wants to go to a better club. So Martial is still enjoying life in his cross country and all the expensive cars in the private neighborhood of at Carrington. That side, far that side, that's where Martial stays. So yeah, uh, that's what's happening. We're stuck with these players. At least one player who is out is the young boy Hannibal. Joined Sevilla. He was unveiled. You probably saw that. He was unveiled by Sevilla on loan, and for the next 6 months with an option of buying him for 20 million, which is not going to happen. Definitely, Sevilla wouldn't. I mean, they will close the club if they pay 20 million euros for a player. So the reality is Hannibal will return to Manchester United. So I think the realistic thing for Manchester United, I think, for us to think about now when it comes to transfers, we should think about the summer transfer window. Now, in the summer is when we'll go into bidding wars with teams like Chelsea, like Arsenal, like Liverpool, for players like Michael Olise. I'm craving that time when Manchester United will go back into these bidding wars with serious clubs, not signing players like Weghorst. We need to be in bidding wars with big clubs for big players and convince them to join us, to believe in our project and come be a part of it. Those are the wars I want us to be in, not talking about Karim Benzema, wishful thinking. Karim Benzema, 36-year-old, to come. Yes, he's a good striker. Don't get me twisted. He will be good for Rasmus Højlund to learn from. But we don't have money. Let's be realistic. We don't have the money. We've got to be realistic. Yes, that's the reality. So that's where we are. That's where we are with that transfer situation. I mean, I've not been giving you a lot of transfer talk and updates this January, and because I've been around Old Trafford and Carrington, and you know me, man. You know me. I don't just sit back and slouch. I go where the news is. I look for it, and the reality is there is not so much hope for us in January. I hate to break it for you, but you probably sensed it a long time ago. There is not so much hope for us in January. So yeah, that's it. It's not it's not happening. Let me go back, enjoy the cold and the snow as I do keep looking out for the next big story for you as we do continue to follow Manchester United. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot, and we're coming to you from the cold Trafford. Yeah, I'll catch you later, fam.